They redid the base medrash. Yeah, I mean, somebody donated a lot of money to that building.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Uh, what about you? What's your religious deal?
So I'm like MO, modern Orthodox, which I define as doing what's required and considering what's optional.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. That's pretty standard.
Yeah,
What-
yeah. But I identify as a rationalist, right? That's my pronoun. As much as a religious person could be rational. My like reason comes from a systematic theology that I've adopted from in Israel. Like I learned by Temanim on the side. Like people always learn, because you go to different shiurim and stuff like that. So I learned mainly by Baladim. Like one of my best friends, like spent 10 years in the Yemenite community in Israel. And I got introduced to the Rambam and like Judaism without Kabbalah. People who don't embellish Kabbalah or hold it as like Torah Shabbal Peh or was given in Har Sinai are big on the Rambam because the Rambam's codification, i.e. Mishnah Torah, like doesn't include all these later Kabbalistic notions, like the Sefirot, Partzufim,
Right.
like Gilgulim, like and on and on. So I consider myself a halachic purist.
Halachic purists.
Yes. Like most rationalists, we believe that for something to actually be halakha, like it has to come from the Beis Din Hagadol. I mean, it just can't be like a minhag or like appear in the Zohar and Sefer Behir or something. It has to come from the Sanhedrin, i.e., it has to come from people who had authentic smicha. And anything outside of that is just optional.
Do you think rabbis these days have authentic smicha?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What the smicha we have nowadays was invented in Sfat in 1535 by the Mari Beirav. And that one of the first people to receive smicha was Rav Yosef Karo.
Right.
But it was, smicha under the auspices of the Rambam, meaning nowhere by Chazal does it say how to reestablish smicha, because like smicha disappeared in around the 4th century, like in and around the time that the Sanhedrin was disbanded. And like smicha couldn't have been given outside of Eretz Yisrael. So then the Rambam says that it seems to me that the way you could recreate smicha is if you would get all the chachamim of Yerushalayim to agree to give one person smicha, and then that person could give smicha to more people, and then like you could recreate a Sanhedrin. But the Rambam said it seems to me there's no halacha for this. Rabbi Yaakov Beirav in Vat tried to get some consensus to recreate this type of smicha. The reason why was because they were trying to start giving lashes again, because lashes is only one way, it's one rabbinic way to remove kares,
Right.
because of so many Jews who converted to Christianity in Spain, that they felt that they weren't Jewish anymore, and the only way to remove that label from them, that stain, was by receiving, malchus by a Beis Din that actually had smicha. So they recreated the smicha just for that. And that's the smicha
Interesting.
that we have nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like everyone I know is a rabbi or becoming a rabbi somehow. I know so many bloody rabbis. It's insane.
It means
Um,
nothing nowadays. I have
yeah.
smicha. Anyone could have smicha. I took this course, but I didn't have smicha with these people. But just for fun, I took the course to see how hard it could be with this organization in Israel called Perkei Shoshanim, that they give you smicha in Isra v'Heter. They'll give you smicha in Shabbos and smicha in Nida. So the smicha of Isra v'Heter takes a year and a half. Assuming you know how to read Hebrew, and you have some sort of haskama, like a rabbi who vouches for you. It takes a year and a half, and like the U.S. military accepts it. Whatever, rabbis in America don't like that type of smicha so much, but it's smicha signed by the former Av Beis Din of Eidach HaHaredis, which is Rav Nehemiah Goldberg, which is the guy who gives everybody smicha in Israel. So smicha doesn't mean anything. I know a lot of friends who got smicha from him, and they were allowed to take the test home and do it with their havrusa. So it doesn't. Smicha means nothing, especially in Israel, because no one gets smicha in Israel, because the average guy walking down the street knows more than the average pulpit rabbi. People get
Right.
smicha when they're planning to come to America to get a job.